Hollywood relationships are notorious for burning out fast, but a few have managed to surprise everyone, either by lasting for decades or ending in ways no one saw coming. When you look at the real-life partners of famous dwarf actors, you start to see a different side of Hollywood, one you rarely catch in the tabloids. Some of these stories are truly unforgettable. Warwick Davis and Samantha Davis.
If I'm honest, we weren't going to do it at first. We was like, no, should we, shouldn't we? But then we thought, no, we want to show we're real people.
Most people remember Warwick Davis as Willow or Professor Flitwick from the Harry Potter movies. Long before he became a household name in fantasy films, though, he crossed paths with Samantha Davis, the woman who would end up being his rock. Their story began back in the late 80s on the set of Willow. At the time, Warwick was riding high off his role as Wicket the Ewok in Return of the Jedi. Samantha, meanwhile, was working behind the scenes. What started out as just a meeting grew into something real. Samantha didn't care about the celebrity thing. She saw a kind, funny guy with striking blue eyes and a big, genuine heart. They married in 1991. But their journey wasn't all happiness.
And, in our lives of going to hospitals quite often with Sam and the kids, etc., it was a fairly routine thing. But, on the way down, I thought, yes, she's not right. We need to get there, as quickly.
Warwick and Samantha went through the crushing loss of 2 infant sons, both of whom had inherited a severe genetic condition. That pain could have torn them apart, but instead, it made them stronger. They turned their grief into action, supporting other families dealing with dwarfism and serious medical challenges. They worked with charities and tried to make a difference wherever they could. For more than 30 years, their home was full of love, laughter, and real strength. But in 2024, Warwick lost Samantha. Saying goodbye to her was devastating, not just for him, but for everyone who followed their story. Still, their relationship remains a rare Hollywood testament to true loyalty and love. Brad Williams and Jasmine Williams. If you know stand-up, you probably know Brad Williams. He's built a career on in-your-face comedy and stories about life with dwarfism. Nothing's off limits for him. Plenty of people have heard his routines, but not everyone knows the story behind his marriage.
He fails doing the exact same thing, going on the exact same app, finding the exact same guys. Like, I feel so many of my friends, they have that same person that they find, and then
Brad's wife, Jasmine Williams, isn't a celebrity, but she probably could knock him out if she tried. She's a martial artist and a fitness expert, and Brad jokes about it all the time. In fact, their relationship actually started with a joke about Jasmine being able to beat him in a fight. Instead, she just won his heart. They got married in 2017, and their chemistry is obvious to anyone who's seen them together. Brad weaves stories about Jasmine into his stand-up, turning their relationship into pure comedy gold. Still, beyond the laughs, you can tell these two have something solid. They respect each other, and it shows. In 2020, they welcomed their daughter Elway, bringing even more joy and material for Brad's jokes. While the world is full of celebrity divorces, Brad and Jasmine are proof that a sense of humor and some serious backbone go a long way. Tony Cox and Otelia Cox.
Thank you. You had to do it again, didn't you?
Had to do it again.
What's everybody getting with the second one?
Same thing you got from the first, but only better. We bringing it.
In showbiz, marriages sometimes don't even outlast a movie shoot. But Tony Cox and Otelia Cox have been quietly rewriting that narrative for over 40 years. Tony earned his spotlight in movies like Bad Santa and Me, Myself and Irene, playing unforgettable and usually sharp-tongued characters. Off-screen, though, he preferred a peaceful life. Tony met Otelia back in high school, and they tied the knot in 1981. While Hollywood fame ebbed and flowed, Otelia kept Tony grounded. Their bond cut through all the chaos that comes with entertainment. They raised a daughter together and made sure their life stayed built on trust and commitment. There's nothing flashy about their love story. No scandals. No over-the-top drama. Sometimes, the most extraordinary thing is just making it work year after year. Martin Klebba and Michelle Dilger. Action movies love to paint their stars as fearless, larger-than-life heroes. Martin Klebba knows that world well. He's played some tough characters and thrown himself into dangerous stunts, especially as Marty the Pirate in the Pirates of the Caribbean series. But when the cameras stop rolling, Martin's life couldn't be more different. In 2011, he married Michelle Dilger, and together they keep things low-key. They don't crave attention or splash their private story everywhere like some Hollywood couples. For Martin, the real adventure isn't about explosions or sword fights. It's about being a good husband and dad. Off-screen, their family life is calm, and honestly, that's just how they want it. Meredith Eaton and Brian Gordon. Not every love story starts with happiness. Some first come out of heartbreak you wouldn't wish on anyone. Meredith Eaton's journey proves that. After losing her first husband, actor Michael Gilden, to suicide in 2006, Meredith was left shattered. Grief hung over her for years, and happiness seemed so far away. But then, life gave her another shot. In 2008, she married photographer Brian Gordon. Their relationship turned into a story of resilience and hope, a reminder that even after the worst loss, people can find love again. Jen Arnold and Bill Klein.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, but in grade school up until college, I experienced a lot of bullying. It started with physical abuse and being pushed around.
Reality TV often ramps up the drama, but not every story is smoke and mirrors. Jen Arnold and Bill Klein, stars of The Little Couple, let viewers into the real ups and downs. They lived with dwarfism, juggled demanding careers, and tackled family challenges head-on. But what most people didn't see on screen were the real battles: Jen's fight with cancer, their struggles with infertility. Instead of giving in, Jen and Bill chose adoption. They brought 2 kids into their family and proved to everyone watching that love is what matters, not genetics. Their journey inspired viewers everywhere. Danny Woodburn and Amy Buchwald. A lot of people know Danny Woodburn for his role as Mickey Abbott on Seinfeld. His wit and energy made the character unforgettable. But acting is just one part of who Danny is. At the center of his story is his wife, Amy Buchwald. Married since 1998, Danny and Amy saw that their partnership could do more than just weather Hollywood. It could make a difference. Together, they started pushing for better representation of actors with disabilities in film and TV. For years now, they've worked as a team, speaking up, advocating, and challenging the entertainment industry to do better. Their mission isn't just about roles on screen, it's about giving actors with disabilities real respect and real opportunities. Matt Roloff and Amy Roloff. For years, Matt and Amy Roloff gave off the vibe of a family who had it all together. On their show Little People, Big World, viewers saw them raising 4 kids and running their big Oregon farm, facing challenges with humor and grit. People loved watching their triumphs, from building the family business to celebrating birthdays and navigating life with dwarfism. The farm felt like a symbol: hard work, unity, all of it on display, and fans flocked in by the thousands every year. But off-camera, cracks slowly appeared. Arguments about the farm's future and business decisions built up, and those little disagreements started turning into real emotional distance. The strong partnership fans rooted for started to unravel bit by bit. After 27 years, Matt and Amy divorced in 2016. Fans who had watched their story from the start were blindsided. And the surprises kept coming. Matt eventually started dating the farm's former manager, which just poured fuel on the breakup rumors and left viewers buzzing about what really happened behind the scenes. Linda Hunt and Karen Klein. Linda Hunt is one of those Hollywood icons you just can't forget. Her roles are powerful. Her voice is unforgettable. While audiences applaud her work, especially as the no-nonsense operations manager on Incest Los Angeles, her real life tells a quieter but just as compelling story. She's been with her partner Karen Klein since 1987. Back then, same-sex couples kept things private, far away from public scrutiny. Long before marriage equality entered the mainstream, Linda and Karen simply built a life together, full of trust, respect, and love. They never chased publicity or gossip. Instead, they chose peace and privacy, focusing on their own little world together. For more than 30 years, their relationship has stayed rock solid, quietly standing the test of time. Kenny Baker and Eileen Baker. To millions of fans across the world, the lovable droid R2-D2 is one of the most recognizable characters in the legendary Star Wars film series. But inside that iconic metal costume was actor Kenny Baker, a performer whose work helped bring the beloved robot to life. Behind the scenes of galactic adventures, Kenny lived a love story that was far more personal and deeply touching. His relationship with Eileen Baker began in an unexpectedly simple way. Eileen first saw Kenny during an appearance on a television talk show. Something about his charm and personality captured her attention so strongly that she decided to write him a letter. That one letter changed both of their lives. The two eventually met, fell in love, and married, creating a family together far from the bright lights of Hollywood. However, their happiness was tragically cut short when Eileen passed away in 1993. Jason Aqua. Most people know Jason Aqua as Wee Man from Jackass, the guy who threw himself into wild skateboard stunts and pranks you'd probably never try. He became a crew favorite, mostly because he didn't take himself too seriously and always seemed up for anything. He made it big, got famous, and could have settled into a cushy life. That's not what happened. Jason turned his back on the trappings of celebrity. He sold his fancy oceanfront house in California and ditched the mansion life. Instead, he bought a van and hit the road. These days, he travels across the country, living simply and embracing whatever adventure comes next. It's not about escaping fame. It's about finding happiness on his own terms. Vern Troyer. When audiences think of Vern Troyer, the first image that comes to mind is his unforgettable role as Mini-Me in the wildly popular Austin Powers film series. Standing beside Dr. Evil, Vern turned what could have been a minor role into one of the most iconic comedic characters in modern film. But away from the movie screen, Vern lived a life that often made even bigger headlines. He became a regular guest at the famous Playboy Mansion, where celebrities, models, and partygoers gathered for some of the most extravagant events in Hollywood. Vern's charisma and confidence made him a popular figure at these gatherings, often surrounded by stunning models and high-profile personalities. His dating life frequently landed him in tabloid stories, especially when rumors surfaced about leaked tapes and dramatic breakups. The media followed his relationships closely, turning his personal life into a constant source of gossip and speculation. Hollywood is full of illusions. Actors play heroes, villains, lovers, and dreamers. But behind the camera, their real lives are often far more complicated and far more powerful than anything written in a script. These dwarf actors didn't just succeed in an industry built on appearance. They built marriages, families, and love stories that defied expectations. Some relationships ended in heartbreak. Others lasted a lifetime. But every one of them proves the same powerful truth: love has absolutely nothing to do with height, and everything to do with heart.